If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional. Our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Hi Peter, good day to you and Dr. Ceesay. I was expecting to hear that visa is not required for our respective citizens, all of them. If China and Gambia can do visa-free, why not all AU countries? Why not all AU countries be visa-free? Where is free movement of people and goods in Africa? Rodin Reina.
But does China and Gambia have visa-free? It's only for diplomatic passport holders. Again, just like this arrangement. It's
the same arrangement as this.
Gambians have to get a visa. Ordinary passport have to get
when
a visa.
When I went to China in 2008, I needed a visa.
Yeah, but even still now, that is why now they process visas here at the embassy in Panji before you have to go to Dakar. But nonetheless, what we are saying, and I thank Odinjana for that, look, every country, you have immigration rules. Yes, within the African Union framework, we want to promote free movement of people. But again, like I said, every country, we have your rules of immigration, and we have to respect those rules because this is about sovereignty.
Good morning, Peter. Ask Dr. Ceesay if the road of Jinak Island is also part of the president's tour. Usman Mane, concerned citizen, he says.
I haven't seen Jinak. What I've seen for North Bank.
Jinak Island.
What I've seen for North Bank, let me just revisit my list here. Let me see, North Bank, Jinak is in the North Bank, Bara, Fas.
People usually don't go to Jinak.
Bakalar, Churunku, Kir Sambakala, Kir Omar, Darurilwan. No, I've not seen Jinak.
Jinak.
No. Maybe that will be part of the
Why
next.
are officials so afraid of Jinak?
But that myth has been demystified. Now, we have a police station there. The last time I checked, the government was supposed to install a police post there. I think so now we don't believe in that myth anymore.
Good morning, Mr. Gomez. Can you please ask the minister about the case of Mama Jabi? She still continues to insult our elders and even our imams. Afterwards, she is not a Gambian, or does the person mean after all? Gambians have been arrested for nothing. People like Madi Jobate, Alaji Bora, you name them. Are you afraid because of her relationship with the president's sister? Who is this Mama?
I'm not aware of any relationship. Look, this government doesn't look at that. We apply the law without fear or favor. Mama Jabi is a private citizen. I'm not here to speak.
Is a what?
It's a private citizen.
Private citizen.
She's
Gambian.
Well, I cannot talk about nationality. I don't know.
Okay.
I cannot speculate on that. What I can tell you is that she's a private individual, and my job is not to come and sit and defend private individuals here. Like I said the last time, though I had a backlash on that, when I said if anybody feels that Mama Jabi has really broken the law, the police is here for everyone, and they'll deal with the situation without fear or favor. It's very simple. So mourning will not solve the problem. If you feel that, and that's not even Mama Jabi, any citizen who feels that you've been wronged legally, you have a right to seek redress in competent institutions, and they work, they function. The reason why, in fact, there is more trust in our public institutions now than ever before. Before, when you are wrong, it is somebody police, nothing will come out of it. But somebody court. But that's why our courts are now.
You don't think people still think that way today?
No. Our courts are inundated today. That is why today we have the statistics on data, because people never reported even crime before, because there's nothing will come up. People have more trust in our institutions now, in the police, in the courts. That's why every case is going to the courts. Before, people had no trust in the institutions. But now people have trust in the institutions. If everybody believes that Mama Jabi, Ismaila Ceesay, Peter Gomez has really wronged you in a manner in which you feel that she has broken the law, and you have evidence to that effect, go to the right institutions and seek redress.
Good morning, Uncle Peter. Please ask the Honourable Minister to inform the community of Welingara and part of Kunkujang why the two communities are given a new road and taken away entirely water supply deliberately from them for nearly 6 months now. Why can't we learn to respect each other? The Minister himself knew that he and his family cannot stay without water for even a single day. The area I'm talking about is running from Welingara Borehole to Cash Power Junction on the highway. This is coming from Alcalo Sanyang.
So one thing is just to rectify. Nobody will deliberately cut off water from any citizen. That is not the intention of this.
Because they say water is life.
That's what I'm saying. But what we are doing now, look, Peter, we have to understand that we inherited a very underinvested energy sector where very minimal, in fact, almost non-existent investment has been done in our water sector for many, many, many years. Apart from the fact that investment wasn't done in the water sector, population growth also was happening at the same time. It's like you have this jar of water of 10 liters for a population of 5. But you did not anticipate and project your population growth and build an outlook of what your population will be in 15 years' time. You need to invest and make sure that if my population is projected to be 20 people in 10 years, you need to build the water systems to accommodate for those 20. That wasn't done in this country. Now we've invested a lot through the OIC water project, which is almost done, and through the WASI project, which is going to bring water to over 1 million people living in urban Gambia alone. So if those works are going on, because remember, if you go to look at our previous pipes, they are very small pipes. So imagine, if in Ceesay or in Welingara, let's take Welingara as an example. We have only 10 compounds living in Welingara. Nawek brings water. At that time, small pipe to serve 10 compounds. Now Welingara has 500 compounds. That small pipe cannot serve Welingara. We are trying to redo all those pipes and making sure that people have quality, stable water. And that work, as long as it is ongoing, there'll be inconveniences. And as a government, we apologize for this inconvenience. But I think it's better we deal with this situation now, and everybody will have water. But I can promise everybody that water will not be a problem anymore in this country once the OIC project is done and once the WASI project is done.
Can you please ask the Minister to tell us what has been happening to the organizers of the illegal migrations? Every so often we hear boats being intercepted, but we don't have any information on what happens to the people behind the operations.
Well, sometimes I cannot speak for operational security issues because I don't know the details. But in most cases, when they find these boats, the human smugglers are not in these boats. That is the thing. So when you intercept boats, you only find those who are the potential migrants and not those who are the human smugglers who organize. They don't join the boats. So it's difficult to really get those people. One thing I can tell you is that our government takes irregular migration very seriously, and we have 3 approaches to make sure we fight irregular migration. One is make sure that we invest in our young people and create opportunities for them to stay so that we equalize the so-called push factor, so young people can stay through skills building, through entrepreneurship support, and through grants. Our young people are staying to work and make it in the Gambia. 2 is investing in security services, and that is paying off because you see now, at least I don't have the right statistics, but anecdotally speaking, at least every 10 departures, the police is able to intercept at least 7 or 10. You cannot intercept everything, but it's a problem. It's a problem. And then thirdly, we're also doing a lot of sensitization, talking to young people, telling them not only about how this road is dangerous and they should not take this road, but also they should look for those, they should make those opportunities. Migration is a global phenomenon. Recently, if you watch the news, it's what's happening in Quetta, between Spain and Morocco. 50,000 migrants. And when the Spanish Prime Minister spoke, he mentioned the Gambia. Exactly. But also, look at what's happening today. It's such a problem. Even in the UK, you know what the reform leader is saying, Nigel Farage, that when he comes to power, he's going to use the Navy to fight irregular migration. It means irregular migration is not only a problem, a phenomenon, it's not a Gambian problem, it's a global problem. And every government is grappling with it. But as a country, I think we are doing fairly well in grappling with the situation.
Your colleague, Ibrahim Asila, there's a road going all the way to Jinak That is part of the current project. So maybe you are not reading the.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a road going all the way.
Brilliant. Thank you, Ibrahim Asila.
No, he's a good listener. He's a good listener. Doesn't support but listens. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Why is that Mama Jabi given PIU to guard? I think the person meant her compound if she is private citizen. Why did the government not allocate PIU to each compound? Her compound in Brikama Kabafita is having security men. Oh, this is interesting. So Mama Jabi, a private citizen, according to Dr. Ismail Ceesay, has, according to this texter, PIU guard for her compound in Brikama Kabafita.
Two things.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that. The second thing is that, like I said, when police make their assessments and judgments on where to deploy and what to deploy, that's an operational issue. I don't know. But like I said, I cannot confirm or
But private citizens can have police.
The police do an assessment and see, even you, if I don't, like I say, I don't want to go into because I'm not aware of any PIU in her.
I would like to have PIU protection.
Well, if the police does an assessment and realize that your life is in danger and you would need some protection, maybe I don't know how it works. But
I don't think I've done anything to put my life in danger.
That she has PIU protection, I'm not aware of this. I cannot speak on that.
Okay. Hi, Uncle Peter. I hate when this government official compared cost of living struggles to other countries like UK or America. Those governments are doing things for their citizens to mitigate people struggling. Like he said, in the UK, they removed the VAT from household energy in his first day. I suppose this is the new leader, Andy Burnham. And the bus pass cap, which was £3, will now be capped back to £2 from January 2027. Doctor knows in the UK, people who have low income claim universal credit. Some of them who live their families in the UK here and want to work in Gambia know how much they are getting from British government without them even working or working less hours. That's why they never take their families with them when they go to work in Gambia, because they would lose all the benefits. So let them stop fooling people in the Gambia. We all know how it works in the UK.
Well, we're not fooling anybody. Let me just make this very clear. The Gambia is a country with no strategic resources whatsoever. That's one fact. We don't have any resources. The UK has oil and gas in the North Sea.
Some precious metal in.
But we have not tapped into any strategic resources yet in the scale where it can give us the windfall we need to have universal credit for our population. That is one. Two.
Okay.
Global inflation is affecting every country. What we have done as a country, like he's saying, and the Bonham when he came, he took some measures. We've also taken some measures, even before the UK government did those measures. One, we've subsidized energy. Every cash power, every kilowatt you buy from NAWEC, you're not paying the full price. Government is subsidizing some aspect of it for you so that we mitigate the impact on you, so you have extra money in your pocket. Two, we've also subsidized fuel. Like I said, every liter you buy in the pump, you're not paying for the full price. Government is topping up for you so you're able to get fuel. Because if fuel prices go up, it affects core inflation. Three, we're subsidizing education. Today, 75% of our students are on scholarship at UTG. It means the money their parents were supposed to take to pay for their fees, that money is used to spend on the family. Three, we are subsidizing $33 million every year on school bus to Faraba Banta campus and back for the students. It means that if they were paying the full
million
every year, if they are going to pay the full price Faraba and back, that money would not be used to put in to feed themselves or to buy other necessary life, important stuff. So not only that, we've also increased salaries to over 110% in the past 6-7 years. This is all part of our measures to mitigate.
And 30% promised
in January
if Barrow is re-elected.
Exactly. And also, and then not only that, we've taken steps to stabilize food prices. Today we have one of the cheapest food baskets in the sub-region, and that is a fact. price of rice is hovering around $1,000, $6,700 per bag. Remember, year on year, it was $2,300.
Is that what a bag of rice costs? 1,600, 1,700? Don't look in his eye.
Do you get my point? She doesn't buy rice; they buy for her. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Bag of onions have gone down. Oil has gone down. Basic commodities have gone down. The typical Gambian food basket. You cannot tell me today that those prices are going up on a daily basis. It's not happening. In fact, they've come down significantly. And they did not just come out because from a vacuum, no. Because these are targeted government policies that ensure that these food will go down. Look at other subsidy we are doing in the rice. We forego people paying duties on rice. So rice can come with duty free. That money, revenue could have gone to the government's coffers, but no. So it's just...
Was rice not duty free since Yaya Jammeh's time?
Well, I'm not sure about that. What I can know is that for this government, it's duty free, and that money, that is needed revenue, that could go into the government coffers. Now, we are doing all that. At the same time, we have a country that has to pay police officers, pay army officers, pay nurses and doctors, pay teachers, buy uniforms, buy vehicles so they can do their work, pay salaries. Healthcare is there. We are building a lot of hospitals across the country, equipping them, teaching. We are building roads. And in fact, let me just tell you, see these roads that is going to inaugurate 364 kilometers in all government local funds. No grants, no loans, all our Gambia government money. Now a country that has no mineral resources.
Say, you just do them 1 year, after 2 or 3 years at most, they all get washed away
after 3 years. If they get washed away, we can have that discussion. For now, what we've seen is good roads that are being built across the country. Now, you have a government doing all that now, to the extent that even subsidizing, having subsidies in most of the sectors, really, definitely, that government is doing a fantastic work.
Good morning, Peter and Honorable Minister. I have a concern that I would like the Honorable Minister to help relay to his colleague Minister, Honorable Hamad Ba, and that is, what can the Minister do to stop the very serious corruption going on in land transaction in this country? Recently, over 20 families were evicted from their homes, and the situation was so sad. Can you imagine a market woman, after so many years of hard work, to have a place to call home, only to be unceremoniously evicted? This is very unfair to these people, to see people losing millions of dollars under the watch of the Ministry of Land. I think it's time the physical planning, buy airtime, twice a week on West Coast Radio, and advise people as to where to buy land. Millions are losing every year because they don't know, and it's not their fault.
So these evictions has more to do with the courts than with government policy. It's the court orders that do these evictions. So when people have a disagreement on who owns the land, they go to the courts. And the courts have a judgment to say that, no, by right it's Peter's land. The sheriff has to effect that execution. So it's not government. It's mostly the courts that give orders that the sheriff has to effect. But nonetheless, the government has paid attention to this particular incident. The government is paying attention to it. And I think Mr. Ahmad Ba, the Minister Honorable, will do something about this issue. So like I said,
he's a good listener, he's listening.
So sometimes these are mostly court orders that government has very little to do about.
Okay, our friend Abdullah Abu Aisha Jallo from Umio. He's got a new title for you. He says, since Ismaila is the Minister of Clarification and Defending, can he update us on the following? There have been rumors that more farmers are being stopped from farming as a result of the border dispute. What is the latest on this? And how realistic is their vision to curb the back way, since they can't fight rural-urban migration that is within their means? This is one of the main issues making the Gambia hard to live in. Let's take the first one.
So before we go to the first one, I'd like to also inform you, I'm not only a clarifier and a defender. I'm also someone who engages in proactive disclosure of information that people don't request, and I give it to them for free. Okay. However, on the issue of
farmers,
the border,
farmers.
So what we've done is that, look, it has been established that most of the farmers that have been stopped from farming, their farmlands are inside Senegalese territory. There has been decades-long understanding between these communities. which was going very fine, that most Gambian farmers go inside Senegalese territory and do their farming. This is why they've been stopped. And as a government, what we've done is to do a mapping and a scoping exercise of all those who are affected. And we're activating all our social protection instruments to support these who are affected. Whilst now there's an action plan on for us to now resolve the issue of the border with diplomacy with the Senegalese. But like I said, government is aware. The governors are engaging all these farmers. We've done a scoping and a mapping exercise. We know who these farmers are because their livelihoods depends on these farms. Most farmers farm during the rainy season and stock the proceeds to feed themselves for the whole year. So we know their livelihoods are at risk. That is why we've done a scoping exercise, a mapping, know who these farmers are and what support we'll give them to make sure that their livelihoods are not imperiled or jeopardized. That is what we are doing.
And your agriculture cabinet colleague is in the papers today, the Standard to be precise, promising that farmers who were chased away will go back.
Yeah, exactly.
Will go back.
Exactly. So we're working on that. That's not
second point.
Just that some people are just exaggerating this thing to a level where it has not reached. Second question is irregular migration. Yes, it's irregular migration.
If you can't stop rural-urban drift, do you think you can stop the back way?
So we've reduced rural-urban drift. We've reduced it. Why did we reduce it? And again, the president has the wisdom to really have programs that really discourage now rural-urban migration. The facilities that were missing in rural Gambia, that was a push factor for people to come to the urban areas, have now been provided in rural Gambia. There's electricity, there's water, there are roads, and so on and so forth. So now many people now prefer even to stay. In fact, what we've seen is the reverse of rural urban migration. And I think, like I said here before, the president's vision, when it comes to fruition, is to see this rural urban dichotomy erased. So that when you are in Basse, in Nyani, in Soma, it feels like you are also in a city. And that's what that is why we are investing a lot in rural Gambia. It's so-called reverse. We are reversing it. They were reversing the trend, but also investing a lot in amenities in rural Gambia, so we stop it. But like I said, irregular migration. If anybody, politician or otherwise, comes to sit on this platform and says that I'm going to stop it to zero, they don't know what they're talking about. It's very difficult. It's very complex. And remember also the statistics is telling us that over half of those who embark on a journey from Gambian waters are not even Gambian. They're mostly from Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Mali.
So the Gambia is a staging point.
Exactly. And that is why we've invested a lot in the security forces to make sure that we intercept these boats.
Okay. Good morning, Peter. Can you ask Dr. Ceesay why Serekunda Market, Bobo Street, became new market because people start bringing their things to the road and sell it there, which they block all the sides and the middle, and nothing comes out of it because the police are collecting money for the sellers. Do you know where Bobo Street is?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, Bobo Street is directly opposite my street. So my street is called Dembawu Lane, even though many people who live in the street do not know it is. And directly opposite is Bobo Street. It is a cul-de-sac. It doesn't go through.
Okay.
All right? And we understand there's a property that used to be Ceesay that we understand the Trust Bank PLC has acquired in order to put up, whatever. He is right. I know this from.
Is it part of the market?
No.
It's not a market.
I'm way, I'm far away from the market.
They've transformed it into a market.
It is.
Now the person
it is even a night market.
The person who is supposed to make sure that these issues are dealt with has abandoned KM.
I knew where you would go.
And then he is not doing his job, because if he was doing his job, we would have solved these issues. The only thing the people of KM ask from him, don't build us roads, don't build us schools, don't build us hospitals. All we want to do is to sanitize KM and make sure the markets are functioning properly. And he has failed woefully in providing that most basic thing. And I think
for a Mongolian who is listening to this conversation online, does this person not have a name?
Nobody, of course, is the mayor of KM. This is his job. It's not the government's job to deal with these situations. It's not the government's job. That is his mandate, his job.
So there is a mess that...
And finally, I've just watched, observing this coalition building, and I observed something really interesting, Peter.
What?
Now, there's Coalition 2026.
There is no coalition 2020.
No, they are building.
There are attempts. Exactly.
Attempts to build. And I understand that four candidates have put themselves forward to be the flag bearer. Now, one of these candidates, which is the mayor of KM, is also building other political parties. So I'm really confused in terms of loyalty. Because if I'm joining an enterprise to build a coalition, why would I be forming coalition with other coalition partners as well? It means he's undermining the coalition 2026. So I think these are all indications that some of these boys are not experienced and that they don't understand governance.
You're calling him boy again?
Yeah, more these boys. They are not experienced. They don't understand governance. And like I said, it will be foolhardy and a grave mistake for Gambians to even attempt to vote for them into office in 2026.
You can't understand what's going on in the opposition when you are not in opposition anymore.
We have, Intel. Intel is important. We don't joke with Intel. We're not there, but we have our eyes and ears there. We know what's happening. So what is said, what is done.
So you have planted moles in all
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that Intel is something we value. And we invest in Intel.
Doc, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
If you're an entrepreneur and your business is not yet registered, if you're looking to grow your registered business, or you're an accomplished professional, our Elevate program supports you with access to finance, access to markets, access to capacity building. Sign up now or refer a friend at ecobank.com/elevate. Elevate by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
sant yàlla. looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay nag doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil, the company, have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.